Hi everyone, this is Iris from ileetarots. Welcome to your weekly reading. This reading is going to be for the air signs, so that's Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and this reading is going to be from the 14th to the 20th of June 2021. If you're new to my video, what I usually do is I pull one card for the collective energy, and then I will be pulling 2 cards for Gemini, 2 cards for Libra, and 2 cards for Aquarius. And for this week's reading, I am also going to be incorporating one card from the Wild Offering Oracle deck for each of the signs that we are doing today. And then I'm going to tie it all into the collective energy, and we'll see what comes up in your weekly reading, okay? So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be shuffling the cards on camera. It won't take long, so let's just give it a shuffle and set the intentions in. So universe, what are the messages that you have for the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius for the coming week, 14th of June to the 20th of June 2021. So what messages do you want our air signs to know? One card for the collective energy. Okay, I got it. So I'm going to put this here. And 2 cards for Gemini, 2 cards for Libra, 2 cards for Aquarius. Okay, and now I'm going to be shuffling the Wild Offering Oracle. So this Oracle message is just going to be some extra message for the coming week, or maybe it may serve as an advice for you for the coming week, okay? So, universe, what are the messages you have for air signs this week from this deck? What message do you have for the air signs for the coming week? So 1 card for the Gemini, 1 card for Libra, and 1 card for Aquarius. Okay, so let's begin with the collective energy. So we have Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune, whenever this card appears, it talks about an energy that is, I would describe it as fickle, or more like it cannot stay at one spot, because Wheel of Fortune denotes that the energies are always changing. So sometimes this can mean from bad to worse, or good to bad, or maybe good to better, or maybe bad to worse. Okay, that's the idea with Wheel of Fortune. Sometimes this card does indicate divine timing, although it has not appeared from I have not been feeling that energy for quite some time. Well, we will see what happens once we go into every sign's card. So let's just begin with Gemini's readings, okay? So Geminis, you have the 7 of Swords and you have the 3 of Cups. Okay, so your oracle card here, you have contentment. You can learn to rest in what you already have and already are. Suddenly you remember, I'm right here resting in God. Okay, so initially when 7 of Swords came out, I've already sort of gotten the idea that for this week, it is sort of your time to rest. Very likely for the past week or so, maybe more, you may have been doing a lot of work. Doesn't matter what kind of work, be it inner work or self work, or literal work, career work. And I see you are taking more time for your friends. You will literally even walk away from your responsibilities, and I don't want to put responsibilities because I'm afraid you may misunderstand. Something you may walk away from something that you should be doing because you want to focus more on your friends and people that you care about, okay, which is shown by this card, right? Sorry, I'm just checking from the camera. Is it a bit blurry? Sorry, I don't know why it's so blurry. Okay, never mind. So contentment is saying you should take the time off. You should spend time with those that you care about, your friends, your family members, and whoever it is that you have a lot of care and love for. Okay, is so Wheel of Fortune here just says that it's time, it's the right time for you to focus more on people who make you happy. Okay, and it does denote the contentment card does denote that you don't have to prove anything else, if that makes sense. Okay, all right, Gemini, so that's all I have for you. Okay, so now let's move to Libras. Okay, Libras, you have Chariot, you have Five of Cups. Okay, and for this card you have Independence. The more you learn to feed yourself on the inside and care for the inner child, the more freestanding you become. Help me feed and love this inner child, dear God. Dear Lord. Okay. Straight up, I felt like you will lose something, but more towards material stuff. Like something spoiled. And it's like, yeah, I mean, of course, in the Five of Cups itself, you can see the owl here is very upset that she lost 3 babies, and of course, who will not be upset, right? Straight up, I feel it's kind of like some of your stuffs you may break some stuffs, or some things are going to be spoiled for some reason. Or maybe, let's say for example, your gadgets or your machines are not performing up to par, or it can simply mean that there's something that you were expecting to be good but it's not. Okay, so in other words, this card can talk about disappointment, regret. I wish this would be better, this would perform like this, or I wish this could be better, I wish this person would treat me well, but it's not. Okay, the Chariot here, I would understand why the Chariot and the Independence card will be here. I'm just trying to see how it all connects to the Wheel of Fortune, where perhaps this week there perhaps may be some mishaps or some sort of things that may upset you, but so long as you keep your head up high, independence, and being independent, being strong-willed, because that's what Chariot is as well, being able to let go of disappointments and focus on your goals. Okay, because Chariot is about a card about my eyesight, I'm fixed, I know where I need to go, I know where I need to be. Okay, I just have to keep on moving. In other words, you are the Wheel of Fortune. You are the one that's going to turn the wheel to your advantage. Or perhaps it's more towards like you will stay low when the times are not good, and once you see the opportunity, you will move forward. Okay, all right, so Libras, that's all I have for you. All right, so now we move to Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, you have the Nine of Swords and the Empress. Okay, and for this card you have change. Don't scare yourself with the next 40 steps. All you need is that one next action. You can say to love, just show me the first step and change me into one who can take it. Okay, all right. So Wheel of Fortune, okay, I think this is more of a very long journey, but it begins this week, this coming week. You're going to be moving towards this Empress energy, meaning to say maybe you become the Empress, or you embody the energy of the Empress, meaning to say you either are going to start something that's going to bring a lot of abundance, or you're going to be blessed with a lot of abundance due to what it is that you have to start the coming week. Okay, and of course, I understand there's a lot of worries, there's a lot of anxiety. I'm not surprised that change is here, especially when you have the Nine of Swords, because you are so worried you will not make it. You are so worried you will, what if you give up halfway? And that's why the change card is here. So don't scare yourself with the next 40 steps. Just take that one next action. Okay? And be the one, be the change, be the Wheel of Fortune. You are the one that is going to change your own future based on what actions you will take today, tomorrow, or next week, or coming week. Right? Okay, Aquarius, that's all I have for you. And that's all I have for you, air signs. Thank you so much for your time. I will see you next week. Bye. Hi everyone, this is Aries from ileetarots. Welcome to your weekly reading. This reading is going to be for the earth signs, so that's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And this reading is going to be from the 14th to the 20th of June 2021. If you're new to my video, what I usually do is I pull one card from the collective energy, and then two cards for Taurus, two cards for Virgo, and two cards for Capricorn. And for this week's reading, I am also going to be pulling one card from the Wild Offering Oracle deck for each astrological sign, and then I'm going to tie it all into the collective energy, and we'll see what comes up in your weekly reading. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle the cards on camera. It won't take long. Okay, so universe, what messages do you have for earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? Can you please give us from the 14th to the 20th of June 2021 one card for the collective energy? Okay, so I will be pulling two cards for Taurus, one, two for Virgos. I'll be pulling one, two for Capricorn. Okay, so now I'm done with the tarot. I'm now pulling one card from the Wild Offering Oracle deck for each sign. Okay, so one card for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay. Okay, so now let's begin with the collective energy. Oh, Tower. Okay, Tower is a very notorious, well, now readers are not trying. Okay, initially Tower is supposed to be something that's very scary, because it is about some truth coming out, revealing something that you may or may not want to know. But ultimately, whatever that is revealed, it is for your highest good. Okay, so sometimes people will link the Tower to something unexpected that happened, or for some people it can be a spiritual awakening. sometimes it can be just as simple as you realize something, I mean, that's why it's called spiritual awakening, because the Tower is about just, it's all the things that you thought you once knew, and the lightning hits the tower and part of it crumbles, and this tower is not crumbled enough. But usually in the Rider Waite, let me see, it's here. No, I don't want to waste time finding the cards for you. But yes, if you were to Google, if you were to take a look at what the Tower card is supposed to be in the usual Rider Waite decks, then it usually shows the tower just totally crumble. Okay, so you get the idea. And I better go into the science readings first, because I don't want to scare you more, because it really does depend on the surrounding cards. Okay, so don't worry, I'm here. All right, so for Taurus we have 10 of Pentacles and we have Knight of Swords. Okay, so how about this earth sign? Oh, relationship. Okay, before, I know I said something, but let's talk about this first. Okay, I call in the infinite power of love to take over this union in every way. May it now fully belong to the divine. Let it unfold in the perfect way for each of us. I needn't fear letting go of control. My needs are always abundantly met. All right. Okay, here's what I'm going to do for you, earth signs. Okay, since we have the Tower as the collective energy, I will pull one more card for you, and it's going to be each of you. Okay, so Taurus, so what is this Tower about? Okay, Six of Swords. So there is a form of, wait, I'm not satisfied. Hang on, let me pull one card for the Knight of Swords. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing because their energies are more or less the same. It's like, okay. Okay, there is, and it's okay. It's nothing that serious, because how I see it is that there is something within your relationship, within your connection with someone that is very, very close to you. So 10 of Pentacles here does insinuate, it does indicate that it is someone, maybe your spouse, maybe your family member, someone that you truly, truly trust and care about. So perhaps there's some form of restructure within the connection, meaning to say maybe there was a misunderstanding and you both managed to negotiate or compromise, and because of that both of you will be able to move forward. Okay, it's just as simple as that. But let me see if there's anything else here, because you have the Six of Swords. So to me it just tells me that you guys are just moving from rough waters to calmer waters, and everything will be okay. With the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands, I was double checking, because sometimes the Knight of Wands can come up as anger to me, but since we have the Knight of Wands here, it just simply means that something is gonna move very, very fast, because it's kind of like, okay, so imagine not imagine, maybe for some of you this will resonate. Okay, maybe you and someone else, let's say your spouse. Okay, there will be, maybe there will be some sort of fight, but because of the fight you both realize something, and then you both, as grown adults, come to a compromisation, and then you both cool down, you both apologize to each other, and because of that argument, you understand each other more. Okay, maybe there has been some things that have not been said. Okay, and it's relationships. Okay, and because of that both of you will be able to move forward smoother and better than before. Okay? I'm just trying to see what else, but I don't see anything else here. Of course, if this is about work, and then it's still the same. You just, what the story that I mentioned from the spouse, you just change it to a colleague or your boss. Okay. So, Taurus, that's all I have for you. That's all I'm getting, really, to be honest. Okay, so Taurus, that's all I have for you. I hope that was enough. Okay, so now we move to Virgos. Okay, Virgos, you have Lovers and you have Four of Swords. Here you have Courage. All right. Divine courage is not the absence of fear, but a nudge that says, keep going, do it, don't worry, all will be well. You have to get quiet enough to hear it. Dear Divine, may I feel your courage and your will. All right. So I pulled some extra cards for Taurus, and now I will pull extra cards for you, Virgo. Okay. So universe, can you please give me one card for Tower for Virgo's reading? Queen of Cups. I want to pull one card for the Lovers because I want to try to narrow down to what this is really about, because there is some sort of communication. It's not some misunderstanding. So far with just this 5 cards, to me it looks like there is an impending argument coming. Okay, I just need to find out with who. Tell me more about the Lovers. Four of Wands. Well, I'm okay. I didn't have to. I just wanted to know. But if anything, that just clarifies, isn't it? So yours is definitely, I think your reading and Taurus's reading is more or less the same, in the sense that there will be an argument, and eventually you both will be okay. Because with the Four of Swords here, and the Four of Swords here, it does indicate that you have to accept some sort, like, even though you may not want to accept it willingly, but sometimes things are out of your hands. It's kind of like closure. Okay, things happen that you may not want to happen, but it happened, and you just have to accept it as a form of closure, and not that you have to accept anything. It really depends on the situation, but you know what I mean. Okay. Now, before I pulled the Four of Wands, I was already looking at these cards. Let me double check. Just let me double check. I think those are snakes. I just need to double check. I'm not sure those are snakes. Because if those are snakes, there's something here. And there's one snake here. I feel that your argument may be due to something else or someone else. Okay, to be honest, it's not really a big deal. Meaning to say that maybe what I'm trying to say is that be careful not to make it too personal. Even though that maybe you and whoever this person that you may want to may be in an argument with in the coming week is about another person, try not to make it what's the word? Just try not to be so emotional about it. Try not to make it too personal. I mean, and it's not like I want to invalidate what you feel. Whatever it is you're feeling, I'm sure it's very uncomfortable. I'm sure it's just not nice, right? Just maybe there's some sort of annoyance that you have been feeling for quite some time. And courage here may be telling you to speak up. Okay? And that would explain why the Tower is here. But with the Queen of Cups here, it does indicate that things may get a bit too emotional. So either you are going to be emotional or the other person is going to be emotional. Okay? But later in the week, everything will be okay because I think you just choose to be the bigger person. Okay? And Virgos, I know Virgos, you are very, very practical. You are very grounded and practical. Okay? And I'm very sure that you'll be able to overcome this because Four of Swords say so. Okay? Virgos, I hope that is enough for you because now I'm going to move on to Capricorns. Okay. Capricorns, we have Page of Swords, we have King of Swords, and for your oracle card you have Calmness. The inner divine is the witness of all, remaining still and quiet even during intense turbulence. So take a deep breath and then say, quiet my mind, dear Lord. May your peaceful calm take over. Okay. So, like Taurus and Virgo, I'm going to pull one extra card for you for the Tower. Even though I more or less already know what's going on. But let's just pull because I'm a Libra and I like things balanced. I like things to be fair. Okay, so one card for Tower. For Capricorns. Emperor. Give me one card for the King of Swords. Okay. Okay, guys, give me a few seconds. Okay. Shh. That's my phone, sorry. Okay, so something is going to happen that requires you to bring out the Emperor in you. So Emperor here is someone who is grounded and who is able to overcome any obstacles. Because to me, the Emperor is the culmination of the four kings in the tarot deck, which is the King of Swords, King of Wands, King of Pentacles, and King of Cups. Okay? Emperor should be someone who is experienced enough to be able to face obstacles and just solve them. Okay? It will come as a message because Page of Swords does indicate text messages and technology. So it can come in the form of maybe some WhatsApp or maybe email, maybe Facebook or Instagram, right? And King of Swords here is reminding you to be calm, especially with the Five of Wands, because Five of Wands can indicate self-conflict. So perhaps maybe your mind is a bit stressed and tensed, especially after receiving this Page of Swords, the message, or whatever form of written communication. Okay? Sometimes it can be as literal as communication itself. But point is, this week you will receive some form of not favorable news, and it requires you to bring out the leader in you It requires you to be as calm as you can be so that you can plan what the next strategy, what the next step should be. Okay? It's a very, the reading gives me a very firm, very stable kind of energy, in the sense that you got this and you can do it, Capricorns. So I just want to quickly mention that tarot is not gender specific. Doesn't matter if you are a female or identify as a female, the reading still applies. Okay, every person has an empress and emperor inside of them. Every person has a queen and king inside of them. Okay? Alright, Capricorn, so that's all I have for you. Earth signs, that's all I have for you. And thank you so much for your time. I will see you next weekly reading. Bye. Hi everyone, this is Iris from ileetarots. Welcome to your weekly reading. This reading is going to be for the fire signs, so that's Aries, Leos, and Sagittarius. And this reading is going to be from the 14th to the 20th of June 2021. If you are new to my video, what I usually do is I pull one card for the collective energy, and then I pull 2 cards for Aries, 2 cards for Leo, and 2 cards for Sagittarius. And then for this week's reading, I'm going to also incorporate 1 card each for every sign, 1 card from the Wild Offering Oracle deck, and then I'm going to tie it all into the collective energy, and we'll see what happens, what comes up in your weekly reading. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to be shuffling the cards on camera. It won't take long. Alright, so universe, can you please give me 1 card for the collective for the fire signs from the 14th of June to the 20th of June. 1 card for the fire sign collective energy, which I will put here, and then 2 cards for Aries, 2 cards for Leos, 1, 2, 2 cards for Sagittarius, 1, 2. Okay, so now we're done with the tarot. We're going to pull 1 card from the Oracle deck, so 1 card each. So there's 1 card for Aries, 1 card for Leos, 1 card for Sagittarius for the weekly reading. Okay, so let's start with the collective energy. We have the High Priestess. Okay, now High Priestess is a card. Let's try to get it zoomed in. Hello. Ah, there it is. Okay, so High Priestess is a very intuitive card. It's a highly intuitive. It is intuition itself, herself. Okay, and for some of you, I feel that you may be more intuitive than usual, but otherwise it can just denote something that is quiet, that is more calm, more soothing. I wouldn't say reserved. It's more like it's not a hermit mode. Let me think of how to explain this energy. It's just a time where you calm down and just relax and just be in the moment. But I feel it's something that's very spiritual. So what does spiritual mean to you? And this is going to be different for everybody. So if you are not the spiritual kind of person, then I would say then this week it will be either a very quiet week where you take time for yourself. You may spend time to read a book. I wouldn't say any hobbies that need a lot of energy, because High Priestess doesn't really indicate a very action oriented kind of energy. Okay, so let's just go straight into every sign's reading. Let's start with Aries. So Aries, you have Knight of Swords and you have Page of Swords. So for the oracle card, you have spaciousness. What do I no longer need? Help me, God, to release whatever people, places, or things that drain my vital essence. Show me what will fill me with enthusiasm and joy. All right. So with the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords, this too tells me that there's something coming for you, very likely in the form of a message or anything through technology. So this can be Facebook, this can be Instagram, anything that is technology based. So it can be and it can mean emails, it can even mean text messages. It can even be in the form of news. So maybe for some of you that there may be some sort of a very big issue happening in your country, or some sort of global news that upsets you, and you just feel that, oh, this is not my kind of people, so I'm just going to take some time for myself because I don't need to be around this energy. Okay, and of course it can be for those of you who are who may receive something more personal. Okay, so it doesn't matter, you know, whether it's global, international, or if it's something more personal. Point being is that you will receive some sort of news or messages or post or maybe article, something that you may receive this coming week, and that alone will make you think and feel like you know, you start to wonder, like, is this actually good for me? Why am I so affected with this kind of news? Why am I so affected with this kind of people? So spaciousness with High Priestess around, this both these cards are just saying that you need to take time off from whatever this is. So maybe for it may just be as simple as take some time off Facebook, Instagram, from the outside world just for this week, because there is a need for you to, I would say, cleanse yourself, cleanse your soul. Okay, because somehow your energy, your body cannot take in any of those harsh energies anymore, because Knight of Swords is a very harsh, it is a very brash kind of energy. It is one of the fastest moving cards in tarot deck. And Page of Swords itself, sometimes they can be as blunt as can be. In other words, if Page of Swords is a person, then of course the person, you know, they don't speak with any filter, so they just speak as honest as they can. And some people cannot take it, and some people will think like, what, really, how can you say that, you know, that kind of 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 words. Okay, maybe it's the tone that they choose to use. Okay, in other words, these two energies combine, and especially when you have spaciousness with the High Priestess around, very likely whatever that is coming for you can be immature, and you just don't feel like you want to be mingling in that energy. Okay, all right, so Aries, that's all I have for you. Okay, so now we're moving to Leos. Okay, Leos, you have Chariot and you have Six of Swords. So for your oracle card, you have loneliness. When you stop fearing your aloneness, you stop settling for less than you deserve. May I embrace and love my solitude, and that's when kindred spirits can finally come. Okay, so this card is in line with the High Priestess. Actually, it's in line with all the three cards, because Chariot, it is about aligning what your heart and your mind wants. Meaning to say, okay, sometimes, okay, I'll give you an example. Let's say you like this person, but for some reason you feel that this person is not a good potential for some reason. So your heart is saying, I really, really like this person. But your head is saying, no, I should know better than to mingle with this person. Okay? So Chariot is saying, whatever your heart wants, your mind must be aligned with what your heart wants. Then in that way, you do not have to struggle. Okay? Now, Six of Swords is a card about, it is a card of transition. Transitioning from what to what. Six of Swords means transitioning from rough waters to smoother waters, meaning to say you choose to leave those hard energies behind. Okay? So, in other words, this week you will find the strength to, I would say, to be more calm, because Leos, you are a fire sign, and you're one of the most signs that wants to be out there and wants to show yourself to the world. So to have this in your energy, it's kind of like it's so opposite of you, but there is a need for you to do so. I wouldn't say loneliness is about because in this card it says when you stop fearing your aloneness, you stop settling for less than you deserve. It usually would insinuate something to do with you and another person. I mean, it doesn't have to be, because we're doing a general reading. This general reading can apply to those of you who are single and those of you who are not single. So in general, I would say that this coming week is going to be quiet and calm, and whatever it is that you're planning to do, you will be able to get it done. It's not like, oh, this week I'm going to achieve doing so and so. You will not have that. I don't see you have that, because this week you will give yourself more time to rest, more time to be in your own thoughts. Sometimes we do that to as a form of reflection, I would say. So if you have anything that you feel, you have a lot of thoughts going on in your mind, I would suggest you do journal this week. Just write down everything that you're feeling into your journal. Okay, and then you can have a look by next week to see, when you are in a better shape, then you can process, say, oh, what happened to me last week. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I can get, because I'm feeling that I'm feeling the energy is a bit kind of like I don't want to do anything, I have no mood to do anything, but I have to do something. That kind of energy. Okay, I'm just going to move on to Sagittarius because I'm not getting any more messages. Okay, so I hope that's enough for you, Leos. All right, so now let's move on to Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, you have Two of Cups and you have Ace of Pentacles. Oh, this is really nice. Okay, impatience. My life is unfolding in divine timing. All delays are beneficial. I'm always at the right place and at the right time. Okay. Oh, so Two of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Okay. A lot of you Sagittarians, probably you're waiting for some sort of offer. And from these two cards alone, of course, it can be an offer of meeting someone that could be a potential love. Okay. Except that very likely this week you to be really honest, I don't feel that you will meet someone. Of course, I can be wrong, okay? However, what I'm feeling is that I don't think I don't think you guys will meet anyone based on these 3 cards alone, okay? And that's why sometimes maybe it's just like, oh my gosh, I was promised this, I was told, I was told someone, or maybe someone set me up, or maybe this tarot reading told me, or maybe Iris told you, or maybe I was told that I'm gonna meet someone this week, but they're still not coming, and if that hits you, then you have to hold on to hope that everything is in divine timing, or delays are beneficial. I would understand how you feel, because I was told by someone that I will meet someone in June, but until now I still don't see anyone. I mean, during the time when I got that news in, I think it was February or March. Of course, I was very excited and all that, and then in my country, MCO happened, semi lockdown happened, and no, I didn't meet anyone. So, maybe it is for the best, because I mean, what's the point if I were to meet with that person now? Because then it would mean that person we have to go out and meet with each other, and right now it's not the right time to meet, because daily cases are rising. It's so dangerous to be out there with the new variants of virus flying around, spreading around, right? So I would understand. I mean, if that's what you're facing, Sagittarius. Otherwise, it's as simple as perhaps there is someone who has asked you for a date, and then perhaps you got delayed, you it's like you're hoping for this thing to happen, but it didn't happen, because perhaps the person will tell you that, hey, I need to do a rain check, I'll get back to you, I promise, and then you go, okay, fine. But believe that everything is in divine timing, okay? All right, Sagittarius, that's all I have for you. I hope that's enough for you. And that's all I have for the fire signs. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you next weekly reading. Bye. Hi everyone, this is Aries from ileetarots. Welcome to your weekly reading. This reading is going to be for the water signs, so that's Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And this reading is going to be from the 14th to the 20th of June 2021. If you're new to my video, what I usually do is I pull 1 card for the collective energy, and then 2 cards for Cancer, 2 cards for Scorpio, and 2 cards for Pisces. And for this weekly reading, I will also incorporate 1 card from the Wild Offering Oracle deck for each of the sign, and then I'm going to tie it all into the collective energy, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle the cards on camera. I won't take long. So what messages do you have for the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, 14th to the 20th of June 2021? Can you please give me 1 card for the collective energy? Okay, so 2 cards for Cancer, 2 cards for Scorpio, 2 cards for Pisces. Okay, so I'm done with the tarot. Now I'm going to be pulling 1 card from the Wild Offering Oracle deck for each sign. So 1 card for Cancer, 1 card for Scorpio, and 1 card for Pisces. Okay, so let's see what the collective energy has in store for you for the coming week. We have the 9 of Wands. Okay, 9 of Wands is a card of perseverance, about not giving up, about holding on. despite perhaps how other people have treated you, despite how tired you are, but there's some form of courage and some form of strength within you that is still pushing you forward. Okay, so this is Nine of Wands. Not a lot to say. I'm trying to feel if there's anything coming from the cards. There's something about the smoke. Smoke as in like this smoke. Never mind, let's see what happens first. Okay, so let's move to Cancer's reading. So Cancers, we have Eight of Cups and we have Eight of Pentacles. Maybe those aren't even smokes, I don't know. Okay, so for your oracle cards, we have Companionship. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Come on, focus. Hello, what happened? Okay, never mind. I hope you don't mind. When you fully bless and embrace your aloneness, you're ready for the ones who are meant to be with you. May I welcome this solitude, knowing it will open the way for all healthy relationships. Can you see it? Can you see it? Ah. Okay. Okay. So, Cancers. I would summarize this whole reading as in you've probably had enough of relationship for the moment, or maybe some sort of perhaps just tired of friends, or tired to be around with some people, some group of people even. And this coming week, maybe you're just not into that, you know, you're just not, you're going back into your shell. Yeah, that's what it is. And you rather focus on your money, your resources, your finances, anything that is of valuable to you, because Cancers, you rule the home. Home is your sanctuary. The shell is your sanctuary. That's why you go back into your shells. And you feel, you know, it's like I just want to be at home. So I won't be surprised if you're going to be more of a homebody this week, simply because you just don't want to deal with people. Sometimes this can mean, like, you know, it can just be that this is the energy coming for you for this coming week. But for some of you, it can be something that's more long term, as in like, I'm just so tired of this person. I'm just so tired of this group of people. Why do I have to pretend? Why do I have to be okay around this person or persons when I'm not? You know, I don't have to invest in something that that I don't want to, that I'm not willing to invest in. So for some of you, I do see you just turning away. I just can't see if it's from a person or persons. It's more about you focusing in on what it is that is important to you now, because you've had enough. But maybe because initially in the beginning of the video, the card should talk about, you know, you still, even though maybe part of you wants to give up, but there's some part of you that's still hanging on. In other words, it can just be as simple as maybe for this week you'll feel, okay, I've had enough, but maybe next week you'll be back to, okay, let me try again. Sometimes it's just as simple as that. Okay. And you know, Cancers, you know, if you feel that way, then I think it's okay, because you know, you have to process through your feelings. And what's wrong with focusing on your money, your stability, your pentacles? Sometimes it's just one of those weeks, one of those moods, you know, is that I just don't want to hang out with people, simply because I just want some time for myself. It's just one of those weeks, one of those days. And what's wrong with that? Okay, so Cancers, that's all I have for you. I'm just double checking to see if there's anything else. Yeah, that's all I have. So that's all I have for you, Cancers. Okay, so let's move to Scorpios. Scorpios, we have Chariot, and we have the King of Cups. So, okay, you have the Impatience card. My life is unfolding in divine timing. All delays are beneficial. I'm always at the right place at the right time. Okay. So there is something that you're working on, and it's been some time. It has come to a point where you're asking yourself, when is this going to end? This thing can be as menial as, maybe just some household thing that keeps breaking down over and over, or maybe it can be a project that keeps on, dragging and dragging, or it can be something big like this pandemic. So when is this pandemic going to end? I can't stand it. I want to go out. I want to meet with friends. Da 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 da. Well, whatever it is that you are in, Scorpios, there's still, it's kind of like I feel something. What's the word? Is the word ruminating? Is that the word? It's kind of like there's something working in the backgrounds, and you may not see it, but something's working in the background. So the only thing that you can do here, Scorpios, is just try your very best to persevere. And that's exactly what the Nine of Wands is. Okay, so let the card of Impatience here help you. Okay, so my life is unfolding in divine timing. Let me zoom it for you. Come on, don't embarrass me now. My life is unfolding in divine timing. All delays are beneficial. I'm always at the right place at the right time. Okay, that's totally the summary of your reading. All right, okay. So Scorpios, that's all I have for you. Now we move to Pisces. Pisces, we have Queen of Pentacles, and we have Seven of Wands. Okay, so for your oracle card, you have Hardship. May I embrace what's happening right now, as baffling or painful as it is. Help me, God, to trust where you are guiding me. I am yours. Okay, so your card it's like this has a similar energy in the sense that you know what, whatever it is that you're working for, you're almost there. You are like this, you're like the what's the lady, Princess and the Frog, Tiana. Yes, Princess Tiana. I'm almost there when she sang that song. You are exactly like her. All right, you're hardworking, and you're working of Pentacles. You are the Queen of Pentacles even. Okay, and Queen of Pentacles is just another energy away from the King of Pentacles. In a way, I would describe the way I describe Queen and King of Pentacles would be how stable they are. Okay, and this is nothing to do with gender. It's just the way that I read it is more sort of like some sort of level. Okay, so Queen of Pentacles is someone who is still, they're all, I would describe them as someone who is already okay with their finances, with their pentacles, with their resources, with their money. They have the house, they have the property, they have the car, they have the family, they have the spouse, they have the pet, they have the pet's pet. Okay, and but they still have to do a lot of work to make sure everything is in place. That's how cool Queen of Pentacles is. Okay, and the next level would be the King of Pentacles, and I read it as someone who is just more stable in their pentacle department, meaning to say, to the point that they don't really have to do any more work, but it's more about just sitting in your couch and having extra resources to perhaps play in the stock markets or invest in something else. Okay, and you work really, really hard just from the Seven of Wands, Nine of Wands, and hardship alone. So whatever it is that you're working with, I mean, I can see that you are flourishing. But one thing about Queen of Pentacles here is I just need to highlight this to you. Sometimes Queen of Pentacles, they get they because they focus on other people so much, they have this tendency to forget themselves. Okay, not going to be for every one of you, of course, but if you are, if you are like that, sometimes it's just about you having to be aware of where you are in this situation here. Maybe for some of you, yes, you do take care of yourself. You go to the gym, you eat healthy food, you 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 make sure you take care of yourself as well as you take care of others. But maybe for some of you, you may sacrifice a little too much. Okay? And if you do take care of yourself. Do rest when you need to. Okay? All right, Pisces. So I hope that's enough for you. And water signs, that's all I have for you this week. I hope that is okay with you all. I really did not expect the video to be this short, but thank you so much for your time. I will see you next week's reading. Bye.